you ever walked into a place that was meant to be full of life, only to find it silent? That's what it felt like in a mosque for a while. It was beautiful. Yes.
The carpets were pristine, the calligraphy on the walls was breathtaking, and the light from the stained glass windows painted everything in serene colors.
It was a perfect place for quiet reflection, for solitary prayer. But something was missing. The silence, which was once peaceful, started to feel heavy, almost sad. It was a silence that spoke of absence, of a void. The building was there, the structure was sound, but the spirit, the soul of the place, felt distant.
During prayers, the rows would form, and we'd stand shoulder to shoulder. But after the final salam, the quiet would rush back in. The air didn't buzz with conversation.
There were no joyful greetings, no lingering chats, just the soft shuffle of feet as everyone quietly departed.
The mosque was a house of worship, but it felt more like a museum, a place you visit, admire, and then leave unchanged.
We were a gathering of individuals, not a community. The connection felt thin, like a thread that could snap at any moment. It was a lonely kind of faith, practiced in a beautiful but empty hole. And then, one day, something changed.
It started with a sound.
Not a loud one, but a sound so full of life, it shattered the heavy silence.
It was the sound of small feet. Pita-pater, pita-pater running across the carpeted halls. It was the sound of children.
They came pouring in, a whirlwind of energy and innocence.
Their laughter echoed off the high ceilings, filling every corner that was once filled with quiet.
They chased each other around the pillars, their playful shrieks replacing the solemn hush. At first, some of the elders were a bit startled.
It was a disruption to the peace we had grown accustomed to. But then we looked closer.
We saw them trying to mimic our prayer movements, their little bodies bowing and prostrating with a clumsy, earnest devotion.
We saw them curiously tracing the Arabic calligraphy with their tiny fingers, asking their parents what the beautiful words meant.
Their eyes were wide with wonder, taking in the grandeur of the place, not as a museum,
but as their own special playground, their second home. They weren't just visiting.
They were inhabiting the space, claiming it as their own. The mosque was no longer just a place for adults to pray. It was a place for families to be. The change was magnetic. The children's energy was infectious. Parents started lingering after prayers, watching their kids play. Conversation sparked up naturally.
Oh, your son is in the same class as my daughter. That's a beautiful hijab. Where did you get it?
Friendships started to form over shared smiles and watching our little ones. The empty spaces in the hallways began to fill with circles of people, chatting, laughing, and sharing stories.
The mosque started to breathe again. We started organizing weekend classes for the kids, and soon, potlucks and community events followed.
The building was the same, but it was transformed.
It was no longer a silent sanctuary.
It was a vibrant, bustling hub of life.
The children's footsteps were the heartbeat we had been missing.
They reminded us of a fundamental truth. Faith is not meant to be a solitary journey. It's not just about our individual connection with God. It thrives in community. It grows in the shared experiences, in the bonds we form, in the support we give each other. It's in the wisdom of the elders being passed down to the bright, curious minds of the young. It's in the laughter, the shared meals, the collective prayers. The children didn't just bring noise. They brought connection. They brought love. They turned a house of prayer into a home for the hearts. They taught us that a mosque is not just built with bricks and mortar, but with the footsteps and heartbeats of its people, from the oldest to the very youngest. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.